bare footprints in the snow, and mere footprints in the snow. This is the Dyatlov Pass Incident, one of the most chilling mysteries ever recorded.
A desolate mountain slope is depicted under a dark, starless sky. The landscape is entirely covered in a thick layer of snow, emphasizing the extreme cold. The absence of stars and light sources highlights the profound isolation of the environment. The scene establishes an atmosphere of harshness and remoteness. An outdoor campsite is revealed under the cover of night, blanketed by snow. A tent, partially buried in the snow, shows significant damage. The tent is torn, indicating a violent and abrupt incident. The state of the tent suggests an urgent and unplanned departure. The scene conveys a sense of sudden abandonment and potential peril. The scene reveals abandoned personal effects scattered across the snow. Among these items are boots and other belongings, left behind near a damaged tent. The disarray suggests a sudden and urgent departure. The absence of essential items indicates a hasty flight, with no time to gather possessions. The scene unfolds under the cover of night, with a vast, dark mountain landscape. Faint, distant beams of flashlights pierce through the pervasive darkness. These lights signify the presence of search parties, actively traversing the rugged terrain. Ultimately, these search efforts led to the discovery of the scene under investigation. A whiteout is a weather condition where visibility is severely reduced due to snow, fog, or clouds. In mountainous terrain, whiteouts create an optical phenomenon where the horizon disappears. This lack of visual cues makes it impossible to distinguish between ground and sky. Hikers and climbers face extreme disorientation, losing their sense of direction and depth perception. The vast, unforgiving expanse of a whiteout mountain slope emphasizes the harsh conditions. Such environments pose significant risks, demanding advanced navigation skills and preparedness. The central mystery revolves around an inexplicable event in extreme conditions. Experienced winter hikers, presumably well prepared, are at the core of this enigma. They were in possession of a shelter, offering protection from the elements. The conditions were severe: sub-zero temperatures and complete darkness. Despite these factors, they chose to abandon their secure shelter. This action poses a critical question. What compelled their departure into such peril? Igor Dyatlov led a group of experienced Soviet hikers and ski trekkers. The group comprised 9 members, known for their expertise in challenging expeditions. They were skilled in navigating harsh winter conditions in remote terrains. Their collective experience made them well prepared for their journey into the Ural Mountains. This archival photograph captures the team before their ill-fated expedition. An animated map displays the planned expedition route. The route is situated in the northern Ural Mountains. It highlights the challenging terrain the group intended to traverse. The map illustrates the geographical complexities of the region. A calendar graphic is displayed, indicating a specific historical event. The graphic highlights the expedition's commencement in January 1959. This establishes the precise temporal context for the event being described. The date serves as a key reference point for understanding the timeline of the expedition. A group photograph captures the 9 hikers who continued the expedition. The image emphasizes their collective experience and preparedness for the journey ahead. Each member displays an expression of determination and readiness. Their gear and attire suggest careful planning and anticipation of challenges. The group's formation reflects unity and mutual support among the participants. This visual record highlights the core team committed to completing the demanding trek. A portrait of the 10th group member is displayed. This individual was part of a larger group. He turned back early from an expedition due to illness. This early departure ultimately led to his survival from a subsequent tragedy. A timeline graphic is displayed, illustrating a sequence of events. The timeline highlights a specific point in time. This point marks the scheduled return time for a group. However, the group failed to return as scheduled. This non-return triggered an immediate response. Consequently, search efforts were officially initiated at this juncture. A search operation is underway on a snow-covered mountain terrain. Specialized teams are deployed to locate missing individuals or objects. Searchers, equipped for extreme conditions, navigate the challenging landscape. Vehicles, such as snowmobiles or all-terrain vehicles, assist in covering vast areas. The operation utilizes systematic search patterns to ensure thorough coverage. Visual cues and advanced equipment aid in the detection efforts amidst the snow. The Dyatlov Pass incident involved the unexplained deaths of 9 hikers in the Ural Mountains. A key discovery point was the location of the group's tent. The tent was found on the eastern slope of Kholat-Syakhl, a mountain in the northern Urals. This site marked where the hikers had established their final camp. Investigators found the tent cut open from the inside, indicating a hasty departure. The discovery provided crucial initial clues into the mysterious events that unfolded. A reconstructed view of the tent interior is presented. This reconstruction reveals the presence of numerous essential items. Items such as clothing, boots, and various supplies are still visible. The arrangement suggests a sudden departure or an undisturbed state. Forensic analysis examines physical evidence to reconstruct events. A graphic illustrates a tent, a common shelter in outdoor environments. The tent fabric shows a distinct cut, originating from the interior. This internal origin suggests an occupant intentionally breached the tent from within. The nature of the cut implies an urgent, possibly panicked, exit was made. An inventory list details items found inside a tent, revealing what was left behind. The presence of essential gear indicates an unplanned and hasty departure. Critical equipment, vital for survival or safety, was not taken by the hikers. This omission suggests a sudden abandonment rather than a prepared exit. The inventory serves as evidence of the hikers' lack of preparedness for their absence. The abandoned gear underscores the urgency or unforeseen circumstances of their departure. The scene depicts a downhill path, illustrating the group's trajectory. This path originates from the location of a tent, marking the starting point. It then proceeds downwards, indicating a clear change in elevation. The path leads towards a prominent cedar tree, serving as a landmark. This visual representation clarifies the general direction of movement. It specifically shows the route taken by the group after departing from the tent. The scene reveals a snow-covered landscape, indicating a cold environment. Markers are strategically placed on the snow, delineating specific points of interest. These markers precisely indicate the initial discovery locations of bodies. The bodies were found distributed across the area, not in a single cluster. Their positions were observed between a central tent structure and a prominent cedar tree. This spatial distribution provides crucial data for forensic investigation. Proper winter gear is essential for protection against harsh cold conditions. This includes multiple layers of insulating clothing, headwear, gloves, and appropriate footwear. In contrast, inadequate clothing offers minimal defense against extreme temperatures. Partial clothing exposes the body to rapid heat loss, increasing the risk of hypothermia. The stark comparison highlights the critical role of suitable attire in cold weather survival. In extreme survival scenarios, resources become critically scarce, pushing individuals to desperate measures. Freezing conditions pose an immediate and severe threat, demanding constant vigilance against hypothermia. Clothing provides essential insulation, making it a vital component for maintaining body temperature. The act of salvaging clothing from deceased companions reflects the dire need for survival resources. Such actions underscore the harsh realities and ethical dilemmas faced in life-or-death situations. Hypothermia is a critical medical condition where the body loses heat faster than it can produce it. This leads to a dangerously low body temperature, typically below 95 degrees Fahrenheit, 35 degrees Celsius. Physiological effects include shivering, confusion, and impaired coordination as the body attempts to conserve heat. Severe hypothermia can cause heart failure, respiratory arrest, and is a primary cause of death for some victims. Chest fractures are injuries to the bones of the ribcage or sternum. These fractures are often caused by significant blunt force trauma. Such trauma can result from impacts, falls, or crushing injuries. Hikers, for example, may sustain these injuries from accidents on trails. The severity varies, from simple cracks to multiple displaced bone fragments. A detailed diagram illustrates various skull injuries. These injuries were observed on multiple victims. The nature of the damage suggests significant force was applied. Each injury pattern indicates powerful impacts. This analysis provides critical insights into the cause of trauma. Internal damage refers to injuries sustained within the body, often without visible external marks. These injuries can be caused by powerful crash forces or significant blunt trauma. The absence of external signs does not diminish the severity of the internal trauma. Such damage can affect organs, bones, and soft tissues, requiring immediate medical attention. A diagram illustrates specific areas of soft tissue loss. These missing tissues include critical organs such as the eyes. In one notable instance, the tongue was also found to be absent. The pattern of these losses significantly contributed to the mystery surrounding the case. Soft tissue loss in forensic contexts refers to the degradation or absence of non-bony body parts. This phenomenon is primarily attributed to the natural process of post-mortem decomposition. Decomposition involves the breakdown of organic matter by microorganisms and enzymatic action. Environmental factors significantly accelerate or alter the rate of soft tissue loss. Exposure to specific conditions, such as those found in a ravine, can intensify this process. Factors like temperature, humidity, insect activity, and scavengers contribute to tissue degradation. Official records detail the medical findings from victims. These documents specifically highlight severe internal injuries. The nature of these injuries is described as highly unusual. Such trauma deviates significantly from typical injury patterns. The records confirm the extraordinary characteristics of the trauma observed. This indicates a unique and atypical cause for the sustained harm. Scientific discussions highlight trauma mechanisms beyond visible injuries. High compressive forces can inflict significant internal damage. This type of trauma often lacks obvious external wounds or abrasions. The absence of superficial marks can complicate initial assessment and diagnosis. Internal structures, such as organs or tissues, bear the brunt of the force. Understanding this mechanism is crucial for accurate medical evaluation and treatment. The Cold War era was defined by geopolitical tension and ideological conflict between global superpowers. A key characteristic of this period was the pervasive secrecy, especially within the Soviet Union. This culture of non-disclosure often shrouded events in mystery, making information difficult to obtain. Such an environment contributed to the enigmatic nature of many cases, fueling speculation and intrigue. The Dyatlov Pass Incident involved the mysterious deaths of 9 hikers in the Ural Mountains in 1959. Following the discovery of the bodies, the area around Dyatlov Pass was officially restricted. This restriction was implemented by Soviet authorities, limiting access to the remote location. The immediate closure fueled public speculation and suspicion regarding the true cause of the incident. Many believe the restriction was an attempt to conceal critical information or evidence. The secrecy surrounding the event contributed to enduring theories of a cover-up and hidden truths. The official case closure statement is presented, detailing the final findings. It explicitly mentions an unknown compelling force as a factor in the conclusion. This phrase highlights the inherent vagueness and lack of specific explanation within the report. The statement's wording underscores the unresolved nature of certain aspects of the case. The process of translation involves converting text from a source language to a target language. This often presents challenges in accurately conveying nuances and cultural context. For example, a Russian phrase may have multiple English translations, like unknown compelling force. Translators must choose the most appropriate rendition based on context and intended meaning. The Cold War era was characterized by intense geopolitical tension and widespread secrecy. Governments often employed vague wording in official communications to maintain strategic ambiguity. This combination of secrecy and imprecise language created an environment ripe for public distrust. Lack of clear information fueled speculation and eroded confidence in official narratives. Ultimately, these factors led to a significant increase in public skepticism and cynicism. Theory A proposes a speculative explanation for certain phenomena. This theory suggests that military testing is a contributing factor. It posits that specific events could be a result of clandestine military operations. The hypothesis implies a connection between unexplained occurrences and advanced defense programs. this theory remains speculative, lacking definitive public evidence. It serves as one of several potential explanations for complex situations. An abstract visual represents the concept of secret Soviet weapons tests. This visualization illustrates the core idea of Theory A. The visual also encompasses the notion of parachute mines. It provides a conceptual framework for understanding these military developments. Unidentified lights observed in the sky have historically generated various theories and explanations. These sightings often involve unusual aerial phenomena that defy immediate, conventional identification. One prominent theory attributes such reported lights to clandestine military testing activities. Advanced aircraft, drones, or experimental propulsion systems could produce unusual visual signatures. The classified nature of military development often prevents public disclosure, fueling speculation. Therefore, reported lights in the sky frequently contribute to the military testing hypothesis. Military secrecy was a pervasive cultural element during this historical era. This secrecy profoundly influenced public perception in daily life. The public often harbored suspicions regarding governmental and military actions. Information control was a key characteristic of the period's social structure. This environment fostered a climate of distrust and speculation among citizens. The era's cultural fabric was interwoven with unconfirmed rumors and hidden truths. Theory B explores speculative explanations for unexplained phenomena. This theory often attributes events to unidentified flying objects, UFOs. It also considers paranormal causes, such as ghosts or supernatural forces. These explanations are typically outside the realm of conventional scientific understanding. Theory B serves as an alternative framework for interpreting mysterious occurrences. Theory B proposes an alternative explanation for unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs, commonly known as UFOs. This theory suggests that UAPs are not extraterrestrial spacecraft, but rather advanced terrestrial technology. These technologies are believed to be developed by covert human organizations or unknown civilizations on Earth. The observed strange lights and maneuvers are attributed to highly classified experimental aircraft or drones. Proponents argue that this explains the observed phenomena without invoking alien origins. Theory B highlights the potential for advanced, undisclosed human capabilities and secret projects. Unexplained phenomena often lead to the proliferation of rumors and speculative theories. Among these, radiation rumors frequently emerged as a significant factor. The public's limited understanding of radiation made it a fertile ground for misinformation. These rumors suggested radiation as a cause for various unusual occurrences. Consequently, radiation rumors became a key element fueling paranormal theories. This highlights how scientific concepts, when misunderstood, can contribute to supernatural beliefs. Unusual physical conditions in bodies can sometimes lead to speculation about their origins. Such anomalies often fuel interest in unexplained phenomena and alternative explanations. The popularity of UFO theory suggests a public fascination with extraterrestrial life. Paranormal theories offer frameworks to interpret events outside conventional scientific understanding. These theories often connect unexplained physical states to supernatural or alien influences. The graphic highlights how bizarre bodily conditions can become linked to these popular narratives. Scientific understanding progresses through rigorous testing and validation of theories. Mainstream scientific evidence refers to findings widely accepted by the scientific community. This acceptance is based on consistent, reproducible results from multiple independent studies. Established facts are theories that have withstood extensive scrutiny and empirical verification. Conversely, certain theories lack sufficient supporting evidence to gain scientific consensus. These unproven theories are distinct from established facts and require further investigation. Theory C is introduced as a speculative explanation for an event or phenomenon. This theory posits that the cause was either violent internal conflict or external aggression. It suggests a scenario where internal strife led to significant disruption or harm. Alternatively, outside attackers could have been responsible for the observed outcome. An abstract visual represents an attack scenario, illustrating the core idea of Theory C. Theory C posits that attacks often exploit vulnerabilities in interconnected systems. The visual emphasizes the chain reaction of compromise, moving from one component to another. It highlights the critical need for comprehensive security measures across all system layers. A graphic presentation highlights the absence of concrete evidence regarding a third-party assault. This lack of substantiation directly challenges the validity of Theory C. Theory C posits an external aggressor was involved in the incident. However, investigations have not yielded corroborating physical or circumstantial proof. Therefore, the hypothesis of a third-party assault remains unconfirmed due to insufficient evidence. Reports indicate that valuable items were discovered untouched at the scene. This finding contradicts the initial hypothesis of a robbery as the motive. The presence of undisturbed valuables weakens the theory of an external attack. The evidence suggests alternative explanations for the incident should be considered. The modern scientific explanation relies on empirical evidence and rigorous methodology. It seeks to understand phenomena through observation, experimentation, and data analysis. This approach builds theories that are testable, falsifiable, and predictive. Scientific explanations are continuously refined and updated with new discoveries. They aim for objectivity, minimizing bias through peer review and replication. The focus is on causal mechanisms and quantifiable relationships within natural systems. A slab avalanche is a type of snow avalanche that occurs when a cohesive layer of snow, the slab, slides over a weaker layer. This phenomenon is considered the leading scientific theory for many snow slab events. The process begins with the formation of distinct snow layers, often due to varying weather conditions. A strong, cohesive snow slab forms on top of a weaker, less stable layer of snow. External triggers, such as a skier's weight or new snowfall, can initiate the fracture within the weak layer. Once fractured, the entire slab can slide down the slope, leading to a destructive avalanche. Improper tent placement in snowy terrain can significantly increase avalanche risk. Cutting into a slope to create a tent platform can destabilize the snowpack. This action disrupts the natural layers and bonds within the snow. A weakened snowpack is more susceptible to collapse, potentially triggering an avalanche. Snowpack stability is crucial for safety in snowy terrain. Cutting into a snow-covered slope can significantly alter its structural integrity. This action can create weaknesses within the snowpack layers. Compromising stability increases the risk of avalanche initiation. Wind-loaded snow refers to snow transported and deposited by wind, often forming unstable accumulations. This process typically occurs on the leeward side of terrain features, such as ridges or obstacles. The wind compacts and densifies the snow, creating a cohesive layer known as a wind slab. These wind slabs can form over weaker, less stable snow layers, creating a dangerous interface. Accumulation of wind-loaded snow above structures, like a tent, increases the potential for instability. Such conditions significantly contribute to the risk of a slab avalanche release, a major backcountry hazard. An animation simulates a snow slab release event, illustrating potential hazards. The simulation begins with a stable snowpack, highlighting the initial conditions. A fracture propagates through a weak layer, initiating the slab release. The detached snow slab accelerates rapidly, demonstrating its destructive potential. The slab impacts a tent, visualizing the consequences of such an event. The group perceived an imminent threat of a larger avalanche. This perception triggered an immediate and urgent flight response. They reacted by fleeing quickly from the perceived danger. Their escape was into the darkness, emphasizing the panic and urgency. Snow slab injuries are caused by the direct physical impact of a moving snow mass. The force of the snow slab can lead to various forms of trauma upon impact. This physical explanation clarifies the direct causal link between the snow and the injury. Understanding this mechanism is crucial for prevention and treatment strategies. The remaining hikers faced extreme environmental conditions after becoming separated from their group. Disorientation set in, impairing their ability to navigate and find shelter. The extreme cold rapidly led to hypothermia, a dangerous drop in body temperature. Without adequate protection or warmth, their bodies struggled to maintain core temperature. Prolonged exposure to these severe conditions resulted in their tragic deaths. This incident highlights the critical dangers of exposure in harsh, cold environments. This presentation offers the most robust modern scientific reconstruction of the events. It synthesizes current research and data to provide a comprehensive understanding. The reconstruction is based on rigorous scientific methodologies and evidence. Its purpose is to accurately depict the sequence and nature of past occurrences. The slab avalanche theory describes a specific type of snow avalanche. This theory gained significant scientific backing from a 2021 study. The research was published in a Nature Family Journal. This publication reinforces the understanding of slab avalanche mechanisms. ETH Zurich is a leading public research university located in Zurich, Switzerland. It is consistently ranked among the top universities globally, particularly in science and technology. Reports and findings from ETH Zurich carry significant scientific credibility and authority. Their research undergoes rigorous peer review and adheres to high academic standards. Mentioning ETH Zurich validates the scientific explanation presented, enhancing its trustworthiness. This affiliation confirms that the information is backed by reputable academic research. The topic has received extensive media coverage across various scientific publications. Prominent outlets like Smithsonian Magazine have featured the subject. The esteemed journal Science has also provided significant coverage. National Geographic, known for its in-depth reporting, has covered the topic. This widespread reporting indicates broad acceptance within the scientific community. Such media presence underscores the topic's relevance and scientific validity. The avalanche theory is a concept that describes a specific phenomenon or process. Despite its formulation, there remains significant skepticism and rejection of this theory. This ongoing rejection indicates a lack of universal acceptance or compelling evidence. Understanding the reasons for this skepticism is crucial for scientific discourse. The visual appearance of a slope can be misleading regarding avalanche risk. Some slopes do not outwardly resemble typical avalanche zones. This discrepancy often leads to a counterintuitive understanding of avalanche theory. The perceived safety of a slope may not align with its actual avalanche potential. The nature of the injuries sustained is a key point of discussion. These injuries are described as unusual, deviating from expected patterns. The unusual characteristics of the injuries challenge prevailing theories. Specifically, the avalanche theory faces scrutiny due to these discrepancies. Those who reject the avalanche theory often cite the unusual injuries as primary evidence. A delayed response in an investigation can significantly hinder its effectiveness. Such delays often lead to the loss or degradation of critical evidence. This protracted timeline can also erode public trust and confidence in the process. Consequently, the investigation may be perceived as incomplete or insufficient. Ultimately, a delayed response contributes to the perception of an unsatisfactory outcome. The original investigation's records are characterized by their murky nature. This murkiness implies a lack of clarity, completeness, or transparency in the documentation. Such ambiguous or incomplete records hinder a clear understanding of past events. The opaqueness of these records directly contributes to a pervasive sense of doubt. This doubt, in turn, fosters a significant lack of trust among stakeholders. Consequently, the integrity and findings of the initial investigation are questioned. The Soviet era significantly shaped public perception and trust in various institutions. This historical context created a pervasive atmosphere of distrust among the populace. Such distrust extended to many sectors, including scientific endeavors and pronouncements. The political environment often influenced scientific narratives, leading to skepticism. Even with subsequent advancements, the legacy of this distrust persists in some areas. Science alone has not fully eradicated the deep-seated trust issues stemming from the Soviet context. Even with a compelling scientific model, certain events retain an emotional mystery for many. Scientific explanations provide logical frameworks and causal understanding. However, human experience often involves feelings that transcend purely rational analysis. This gap between intellect and emotion allows the mystery to persist, despite clear data. The Dyatlov Pass Incident remains one of history's most baffling and tragic mysteries. It centers on the unexplained deaths of 9 experienced hikers in the Ural Mountains in 1959. Their tent was found cut open from the inside, and the hikers fled into extreme cold with inadequate clothing. The focus of the incident is the profound human tragedy and the enduring questions surrounding their demise. A visual simulation depicts a tent collapsing under unforeseen circumstances. The event occurs at night, intensifying the sense of suddenness and disorientation. The structural integrity of the tent rapidly compromises, leading to its collapse. This simulation highlights the terrifying and unexpected nature of such an incident. The visual emphasizes the immediate danger and potential consequences for occupants. Total darkness can induce significant psychological distress and panic. The absence of light disorients individuals, impairing spatial awareness and perception. This sensory deprivation often amplifies fear and anxiety, leading to a sense of vulnerability. The mind may create imagined threats, intensifying the psychological terror experienced in darkness. Hurricane force cold describes environmental conditions characterized by extreme low temperatures and high winds. These conditions are comparable to the wind speeds found in a hurricane, but with freezing temperatures. The combination of intense cold and powerful winds significantly increases the wind chill factor. This makes the perceived temperature much lower than the actual air temperature, posing severe risks. Such conditions can lead to rapid hypothermia and frostbite for exposed individuals. Infrastructure can also be severely impacted, with risks of power outages and structural damage. Survival without essential gear presents significant challenges in harsh environments. Lack of appropriate footwear, such as boots, exposes individuals to foot injuries and frostbite. Absence of shelter leaves individuals vulnerable to extreme weather conditions and hypothermia. These deficiencies severely compromise safety and increase the risk of survival failure. The sequence of demise often begins with physical injuries sustained during an incident. These initial injuries can range from minor to severe, impairing mobility and judgment. Separation from a group or familiar environment can then lead to disorientation and isolation. This isolation frequently induces confusion, hindering rational decision-making and self-preservation efforts. Prolonged exposure, especially in cold conditions, subsequently results in hypothermia. Hypothermia progressively impairs bodily functions, ultimately leading to a fatal outcome. The reconstruction of past events aims to provide a clearer understanding of human tragedies. This process involves meticulously piecing together available evidence and accounts. The objective is to portray the human element and emotional impact inherent in such events. By focusing on human experiences, the tragedy becomes more relatable and profound. Even without supernatural elements, the reconstructed narrative can be deeply disturbing. This approach highlights the inherent horror of human suffering and vulnerability. The Dyatlov Pass Incident, once shrouded in mystery, has gained scientific clarity. The slab avalanche explanation is now considered the most credible mainstream theory. This explanation addresses many previously perplexing aspects of the tragedy. However, fragmented evidence and horrifying circumstances persist. These elements ensure the terror of the event continues to captivate and disturb.